What's up, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. I just want to kind of preface with I'm still not feeling great. I mentioned in my video yesterday that I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and I ended up taking off the gym yesterday whenever I wanted to hit legs. And today I kind of came in with the intention of maybe taking it a little bit easier and just kind of easing back into it. And that was my intention. That's what I was going to do. But I've been very lazy the past 2 or 3 days with not only my content, but just my just everything. Like, there's a lot of other things that I'm trying to pursue as well, and a lot of promises that I've made to myself internally, and I just haven't been keeping them, at least to the extent that they're not up to my standards that I've made for myself this year. And I think that with that being said, I'm going to push myself really hard today, because I need to do something hard. I need to get out of my comfort zone, and it's going to be really difficult. And obviously, if I start feeling horrible, then I'll ease off. But I don't feel great. I don't feel as bad as I did this morning, so I'm going to push myself really hard here. It's probably not the most optimal thing for getting back into going to the gym consistently and being the most healthy, but I think it's what I need to do right now. So before I go into my first points, I just wanted to preface with that. I'm going to be hitting legs. I already hit hamstring curls. I'm going to start with just Smith machine squat. And this also isn't the most optimal thing in the world. I usually do Smith machine, it's a little bit more stable. But I just wanted to do this today because I haven't done it in a while, and it seems like it'd be difficult also. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this set, and then I'll come back going into my first point and kind of giving you guys a thesis of what today's video is gonna be about. Come on. Yep, come on. Come on. 1, 2. I think that was 6. Whew, that was definitely not light, but didn't feel horrible. Forgive me if I'm out of breath here. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the first point, which is another year just passed. The first month of this year is already over, and you have to ask yourself, has anything changed? Are you doing anything differently? And we all love the idea of change. We love the idea of becoming something new and being a better version of ourselves. But I have to glance at my notes because I'm just not that good yet, but we'll get there. It's not because you didn't want it, but because wanting it isn't the problem. Wanting it isn't the problem. We all love the idea of change, but not the cost that comes with it. And take this for example, you wake up in a different body tomorrow, you're somebody who's rich, famous, has the exact ideal life that you'd want. I strongly believe that you'd be happy for a moment, and then you realize that you have the same mind, you have the same soul, you have the same walk, and you're going to be hit with the same challenges regardless of what scenario you're put into. And I feel like a lot of people, including myself, like not now, but when I was younger, I used to think like, man, it must be cool to be LeBron or whomever. But in reality, I would not want to be anyone else besides myself, because first of all, I wouldn't have earned it myself if I was there. So that would already give me that insecurity and that feeling of, do I deserve this? And obviously all of those things. But we have to hit ourselves with the fact of, would we be happy if we're in a situation that is completely different than what we're in? Or has God destined us with these tests that are going to be perfectly designed for us, and we're going to go through it regardless of what our circumstances are? We have situational hardships. So if you're, say, look at the Beckhams right now, how their family's kind of falling apart or whatever. They're rich, famous, good-looking people, and seem to have everything going for them, but they have these situational hardships that they're not close, like the son isn't close with his mom, how a lot of us are, or isn't close to the dad, how a lot of us are, and they have these other things that they're dealing with that they wish they could have a normal life. And it's just all about the situation that you're in. And I feel like regardless of the cards that you're dealt, you're going to have to overcome these things that God instills in you, regardless of what life you end up having or walking in. That's kind of my opening. I'm gonna go ahead and go to point 1, which is time doesn't change people, responsibility does. But first I'm gonna go into my second set here. It's so funny how some days I feel like I'm so seamlessly in the flow state and articulating myself exactly how I want to and making sense. And then other days I am not making sense at all. And I feel like right now, I'm not exactly not making sense. I'm just having a hard time saying what I want to say. And the difficulty that I'm running into, I enjoy running into it. And I'm trying to alter my mind to a way where even though this is annoying, and obviously I'm not saying the message that I want to and it's not seamless and it's difficult, that's the importance behind it, and that's where I'm going to grow and get better at articulating myself in scenarios where it really matters. If I'm getting asked a question that's difficult by somebody who needs a good answer, in that moment they ask why I'm so motivated or whatever question they ask me, in that moment I need to be prepared of answering difficult questions even whenever I'm not feeling up to the task. So right now I'm not really feeling up to the task of giving a great message, but I'm still gonna do my best to convey one that makes sense. And with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and go to this set and then I'll go to point one. I love when you really push yourself in a set and you do something that you're surprised you do. Like the last set I got 6 reps and I wasn't really expecting to do that. And now in this one, it's like I just did it. I literally just did it. So if I don't hit 6 here, I'm gonna be very upset with myself, and I know what I'm capable of, so I feel like I'm more likely to get 6 here just because I know that I have done it and I will do it again. So I think when you really push yourself like that, it opens doors and opens the floodgates for things becoming easier that are usually really hard. I say that, I don't know if I'm gonna hit 6 here, but we'll see. Come on. Before I go into this point, I have something that I want to talk about. I think it's a good point. How whenever we do things that we don't think we're capable of, or we see people do things that we don't think are possible, like whenever Eddie Hall deadlifted 500 kilograms, how right after that Hafthor deadlifts 501, maybe not right after, but after that he does it. And then there's a lot of other scenarios where world records are set and they're there for like 20 years, like running an under 4-minute mile. It was there for a very, very, very long time. And then all of a sudden, one man does it. And then every other guy gets out of that mental box that they put themselves in and see, oh, it's achievable. It's possible. Somebody can do it. And then all of a sudden, I think in that same year, same summer, like 10 to 20 people broke that record. And it's just crazy how whenever you take down the walls of what you assume is achievable, how much you can actually do. So I'm gonna go from here to something, I have no idea what, but then I'll go into that talking point. Time is indifferent. Time doesn't care who you are, time doesn't care what you have going on. Time is like nature. If you look at a bear, it's gonna eat you and it doesn't care about your feelings, it doesn't care about how nice you are, it doesn't care about if you're a good person or a bad person. A bear is going to eat you. Nature is cruel, nature is indifferent, it doesn't have feelings. And it's kind of the same with time. It doesn't care if it's your birthday, it doesn't care if it's a holiday, it doesn't care what you have going on in your life, it doesn't care if you have somebody who's ill in the family, somebody who's doing extremely great in the family. It doesn't matter how well you're doing or how poor you're doing. Time is indifferent, time is going to continue to move. And unless you realize that if time could change people, then everyone would be different by now. The second point is envy is just procrastination in disguise. I'm feeling that a lot more in my hamstrings than I would like to. So I'm probably gonna call that be my last set. And then most likely gonna go to some form of single leg extension or maybe double leg, we'll see what we end up doing. But give me a second before I go on to my next point. I'm lightheaded as shit right now. Whew, okay, so I actually just finished my last 3 exercises. I wanted to record it and then go back to talking, but I started to not feel great again and started to just keep losing my my train of thought and just not making the most sense. And it was just really difficult. I was getting almost disoriented and feeling damn near nauseous. So I just decided to get through the workout, finish as strong as I could, and then come out here and deliver the message. And I'm not going to really go into my points per se from here. I'm just going to look at my points and try to give you guys a message that's not so scripted, just because usually I'm a little bit better at I don't want to say rambling, but drifting off the topic and making sense and making it coherent. But here recently I haven't been good at that, so I'm going to try to push myself and do that a little bit more today. So with the second point, I'm going to kind of go from there and diversify my thoughts and then just look at some of my prompts and suggestions that I have in my notes. Okay, so basically, I need water. Timeout. Anybody else get like horrific cotton mouth anytime they try to do any form of public speaking or talking to the camera, any type of content? Every single time that I do, I like kill 4 bottles of water just because I get horrible cotton mouth. I don't know if that's normal or just I'm a weirdo, but I'm just going to kind of close with this because I'm having a really difficult time rambling and I don't want to get too far off the topic. I think I've already delivered a decent message at its core. I just haven't done a great job at directing it to you guys and having it make the best sense in the world. I did take my time to try to have a pretty decent prompt for today. I just think that sometimes you're either in that flow and you can make sense and it can be really seamless and super easy to deliver a message that makes sense and everybody can relate to, or you at least feel that they will be able to. And here I'm just not really feeling like I'm in that flow state at this moment. And I keep going in circles and I spent like 30 minutes sitting here. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I keep recording myself, and it's not like I don't want to keep trying. I just need to accept that maybe I don't feel very good right now. And what am I even about to say? Holy shit, I'm being such a pussy. I don't feel good, but I'm still going to give you guys a message, and I'm not going to close it that simply. And I was really about to accept that maybe I can't give a great message because I don't feel good right now, but what am I doing? What am I talking about? We're going to regroup because that's not who I am as a person. That's not who I am as a man. I drove all the way out here. I'm going to give a good message. I'm sitting here right now. If I leave right now, it's 5 o'clock. There's going to be horrible traffic. What rush am I in to get out of here and not take the time to really deliver something that makes sense and you guys can relate to? And with that being said, let's go ahead and just touch on that. I don't feel good right now. I don't want to deliver this topic, and I'm not in a flow state. I'm not saying things. I'm not articulating myself very well. I am just not doing great in my own head. But that doesn't mean that the message isn't something that someone can relate to, and it doesn't mean that I can't do a 180 flip and turn this into something that is worth listening to and convey a message that is worth listening to. So I'm going to believe in myself a little bit here. I'm going to trust in my 30 days of consistently posting. I believe this is day 30 or 31 of posting in a row on YouTube, and I've gotten better at it. I'm not going to keep talking down on myself like I have been recently, and I understand that it's important to hold yourself accountable, but the negative talk that I'm doing, I think, is being counterproductive to what my goal is, and that's to grow as an individual. So I'm going to stop with the negative talk because I think there's power in the tongue, and you know what? I'm not delivering the best message so far, but it's going to get better, and I know this has already been long, and I think that what I just kind of said is a message in and of itself that whenever you don't feel up to it, you still have to conquer the task in order to continue that habit that is positive in your life. And like I talked about this yesterday, where I skipped the gym yesterday because I was feeling worse than I am now, and I didn't skip recording yesterday because it's a habit that I'm still relatively new at, and I'm not completely embedded in it to where I'm going to do it regardless, and it's not seamless, it's not super easy, it's not something that just happens, and I'm not there yet. I'm getting very close though, and I'm not going to give up on overcoming the difficulties of it. If I just video myself every day without trying to convey a message and trying to make sense to you guys and overcoming the difficulties of content creation, then there's no point in doing it. Anybody can sit there and record themselves and post them, say whatever randomness. If I'm not actually trying to overcome the difficulties that lie within content creation, then what am I even doing? I'm not overcoming anything. So I guess the message that I want to leave you guys with is do stuff that's hard, get uncomfortable. The message was supposed to be, like the beginning, it was supposed to be something centered around your life is your life no matter what, and if you woke up in somebody else's body, you're still yourself no matter what. And regardless of the situational circumstances, you're still going to have those same insecurities and the same things that you have to overcome. So quit wishing that you had a different life and start making your life into something that you want to live. Make your life worth living. And I think that everybody has parts of themselves that they really don't like. And I think that the only way we can start to love ourselves truly is by dying to flesh and doing things that we hate doing, and not hate, but do things that are difficult that help us grow as a person. And we know what that thing is. We know what we really struggle with as individuals. If that's being kinder to your spouse, kinder to your girlfriend, kinder to your boyfriend, kinder to your family, if that's being kinder to yourself, and being kinder to yourself can be doing less things that are harmful to your soul and your spirit. So start to treat yourself better, start to believe that you are capable of doing it, and I believe that you will be able to do it in the same way that I think that I conveyed a bit of a decent message there at the end, and I'm going to keep getting better. Trust me. Just you guys got to stick with me. I know we don't have much of a following right now, but I think I have like 5 recurring viewers, so you guys that are watching, I really appreciate it, and have a blessed one. I don't know what, nothing else. Bye.